Hi, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Dee Dee.
And this is the Carrie and Dee Dee Show.
Hello.
I would talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger and him cheating on his wife and, and everything, but it just seems worthless because we saw a picture of the woman that he was, fucking.
She wasn't a bad bitch.
Yeah, she wasn't a bad bitch. It's like, it's like it takes away from the whole story. It's
like why?
Why her? Your wife was
way better looking.
I mean, your wife is hot compared to this bitch. It's like, look.
She really isn't. I mean, I don't like to call people.
I'm not dissing nobody.
No, because I don't want to.
But it's like
do that at all. But it's
at least when Tiger Woods was doing it, I mean, it was like
there wasn't no bad bitches either.
Well, it was bad enough. I mean, it's like you can see tempting.
Some of them look better than this chick. This lady is 50-something years old.
Yeah, man.
Like 50 years old, I think.
Like the older women, he should have just married an older woman.
But she looked a mess. I'm like,
you want a mother.
Well, yeah, because that's what she looked like, his mom, in a way.
I really want to talk about this, but I'm like, she ain't a bad bitch.
But you know what? Let's stay off of what the chick he was fooling with looked like and put it back on him. He been married to his wife all these years, and you got a whole child for a whole decade, and that means you low down. You could go and do all this and then keep it a secret for all this time. How old the child is?
10 years old.
It's like, oh my gosh! And this lady's I would be guilty. I would be broke at the seams. Like, I'm sorry, and she'd be like, "What you sorry for?" Or I would have to have This means he got some low down dirtiness in him. He could keep that secret right with. Okay.
Well, he was already fucking with other women.
Other women too, but it's all bad. But if you was doing it away from your household, away from your family, that's one thing. No, you got it right in your household. You got it right here in front of your wife, in front of right there. Like,
and then he messed. Not only messed up his life, he messed up his side piece life. I mean, that woman got.
That lady got a whole husband. Now how her husband's gonna feel about that? Now she know that. And then she didn't even know that he broke the story. She didn't even know that he came out and said, that he had a love child. So when they asked her, hey, do you have a child with Arnold Schwarzenegger? She was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Then they played his interview where he said it, and then she was like, no comment, and wanted to get the hell away. Because he hadn't already exposed it, and she didn't know. I'm like, oh my God. You done told your husband y'all got a baby. He think y'all pregnant. And this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's child. So y'all was going to go to the grave with that shit.
Yeah, she was going to go to the grave.
Like, him too, he wasn't going to say nothing. So, what made him come out and say something? I don't know, but it was probably...
This is worthless, man.
It was just ridiculous. I'm like...
You had a nice looking wife, too.
It was uncalled for.
She wasn't apples and oranges, but she was a nice woman and everything, whatever, dude. I mean,
but
how big is that fucking house? It
don't matter how big the house is.
Because you work in side piece action.
But they were saying that he would, leave out of the room and go with the other woman. Maria must have been sleeping hard, babe, because out of that bed.
Shit on her,
and maybe she wasn't worried about it, because this probably wasn't the only lady. Like you say, she had to know something. I think she had to know something about that.
She knew his ass before
You knew he was fooling with a lot of women. They say he loved women.
He loved them.
So... Child, that story is a mess, but it's a hot mess, and it's just ridiculous, and it shouldn't be happening that way.
This ain't a hot mess, because I would love it if it was a hot mess. This is kind of a lukewarm mess, because when you look at the bitch he was messing with, it's like, no.
She looked like I don't know what's wrong with her, but something.
She might have been a bad bitch, maybe.
When she was younger, but that's not when he was,
But moving on, I have fell in love with the show called Hoarders.
You fell in love with it?
Oh yeah, because anytime you can have a bitch sitting in the house with shit stacked up high as the ceiling,
that is no
cats every fucking where, and you're like, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know. This one bitch on the show, I sat there and watched the marathon. And this one bitch on the show, she had at least 80 compressed cats in that bitch. I'm not gonna even lie. This bitch, I'm not even into animals and shit, but this bitch needed PETA on her ass. She had 80 compressed cats in that bitch. There was about 30 of them living. There was 80 dead. And they've been dead a long time. I'm not even lying to your ass. They was dead a long time. They was compressed. People kept on going, another cat? And holding the cat, and the cat was like this. Another cat? I'm like, this bitch need to be put under the jail fucking over them cats like that. She's like, I was looking for him. I'm like, bitch, when? When was you looking for him? When the fuck was you looking for him? He been dead a whole fucking year. How the fucking long these fucking cats been dead? I don't even fuck with animals, and I felt bad about that.
It was not 80 compressed cats.
It was a lot of fucking cats. She kept on, another cat, another cat, and they was holding. And some of them was rats. The rats was dying in the motherfucker. That means that there was no food in that. The rat was
eating on the ugh.
Oh, it was horrible. Oh, and they opened up the refrigerator. Oh, this bitch is nasty. This bitch is nasty. I mean, I have never. Lord have mercy on my soul. If I saw that bitch, I would grab her and shake her. Bitch, clean up this motherfucking house. What the fuck is wrong with you? People don't live like this.
Wait, you wouldn't grab that.
Caveman wouldn't even fucking live like that. Caveman would hit a club and bust this bitch in the head.
That lady didn't have 80 compressed. It was a lot of cats, but they was picking up dead cats. She was like,
they was compressed. They was small. They was, you know, cats.
They was dead, and they had been
dead a long time. You know, a cat is fluffy and shit. Disgusting. The reason I don't fuck with animals because I can't deal with the fur, but cats are fluffy, and I've felt a cat before, and I'm talking about this motherfucking cat was like, smashed. It really was. Even the head was sideways.
It was just like it had.
And I'm like, this bitch is nasty. And then she talked about, can I check that cheese?
And it was moldy.
Bitch, it got green on it. What do you want to check on this cheese? You want to make penicillin, bitch?
Wait.
What do you want with this?
But then in the refrigerator, it was like, you know, like if you don't have any, if your lights go off and your refrigerator's not plugged up, and it was like water, like nasty moldy water with all the stuff in the water, and the man was telling her, "Do you see this? This isn't any good. You need to throw this whole thing away." She's like, "Well, I have to check it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, lady, they need to put tape around this refrigerator and take this whole damn thing and throw it in the trash.
They went like into there was the bathroom, nothing you need to look at. This bitch looked like her hair was wet. And the bathroom had clothes and everything, and the toilet was black. I'm like, where is this bitch taking a bath? Because her hair looked wet. You know how when you take a shower, your hair is wet. Well, like, you know, that long hair is wet. And this bitch hair was wet, and her bathroom was full of shit. I mean, there was shit everywhere. And I'm like, the toilet is black. Yeah, there's dead cats in the bathroom. And they did. They found 2 dead cats in the bathroom. And she had black in the toilet. I'm like, bitch, you at least on a prison show, you see the prisoners, they clean their toilet good because they gotta use it for other purposes. This bitch had her shit so fucked up.
Cat feces.
Oh man. And then there was this one where this bitch, her daddy, them had left that house and she was taking over. Yeah, they grew up in the house and she took over the house.
Her mother passed away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, her mother passed away. Her daddy came back. Well, the sister came from out of town. I was like, girl, what is wrong in here? She had, what, 19 dogs in that bitch?
Ooh, she had a lot of dogs.
A lot of little puppies. None of them was dead. It was just
shit,
horrible.
Dog shit everywhere.
And you know what? Something about people who have that problem. They always talk like this. And the father came in. He was like, "Come, show me through the house." Daddy, I'm not gonna show you through here. I'm like
she was a baby though.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, you did this. This was epic, bitch. This was epic. This fucking house.
They was telling her she needs some help.
And she looked like after they cleaned it up that she seen a couple dogs that she would really like to have. This bitch, I mean, this was crazy.
But you know what? They say usually when that happened to people, it'd be some type of tragic situation that kind of sparked that. Like her mother passed away, so the only way she knew how to cope is just by kind of not doing nothing. So she just kind of sat there and over time and built.
But she had a good job and she was functional.
Well, she can go to work and she worked. Oh my gosh, She worked in the medical industry. She was a emergency room technician or something like that. And child, when you working in a hospital, any place you work, you should be clean. But when you working in a hospital, you really need to be extra clean. If them people came to your house and saw that, they probably would have fired her. Because that was just a mess. Like, girl.
Bitch, you nasty.
Girl.
You gotta go. Girl. Yeah.
Girl.
Like, bitch, you gotta go. You gotta go fat. Pow! Yeah. You gotta go.
Girl, they would have told you your ass don't even come back here because this is
don't even come back. Don't even think about
I understand that people look when you're busy and you gotta go to work and you got kids and stuff like that. You're gonna have some mess. You're gonna have something messed up or whatever, but you clean it up. You know, ain't nothing wrong with see like little stuff thrown around here and there, but that's beyond. That's beyond like just something.
This was one
around.
fucking person.
That
though.
was like.
How much shit one person
So,
did?
and then all them dogs was all over her bed, all in her room. I mean, hair was everywhere. And then her dad was like, well, can you just clean the hair? And her sister was like, well, so where am I going to sleep? I can't even sleep here. Like, but the worst one I see was the lady with the cats. This woman had dead cats in her house. She had so many cats, she could not take care of all of them. So they was dying in there. She thinks she feeding them all, but she was only feeding some. They were everywhere. Her house was filthy. It was so fucking disgusting. It's like, oh my God, you can't eat. How could you wake up and you can't even move around? Like, come on. But my whole thing is you have dead animals, dead carcasses of dead cat carcasses in your house. You know that house smelled a hot mess.
Oh.
You know the smell had to be atrocious.
I could tell that bitch was funky.
Oh my God!
Because the dude who was in there to help,
they had masks.
They had a mask on, and then he had on that green shit that they wear, and he was trying not to let the shit touch him.
He opened the refrigerator.
And he had shit, protective shit. They opened up that refrigerator. You remember they had to run out of there. Oh Lord! Oh bitch, how you let your shit get like this? How do you let your shit get like this, man? How long have you been living like this? After a week of my. I mean, I can let something. We got 7 kids. After a week, I can say, okay, I see that.
You see some dirt or whatever. You gotta clean that up.
All right, all right. And then after a minute, be like, now I know there's 9 of us in here. Come on, man, get this, get this up. At some point, even when I was on my own, my shit was dusty. I had cancer. I was sick all the time and shit. Even on my own. I used to look and like, tomorrow I'm gonna get this shit.
Right, when you see it. Even though you were tired, hell, let me get up vacuum or let me do it. So what? They just checked out. But see, this
bitch was checked out and she wasn't sick. There was nothing wrong with her.
They checked out.
Checked out. My wife came to the house, she's like, oh, it looks nice in here. I was dusty, but I was tired.
Well, I mean, a little dust ain't nothing. That ain't, trust me, that ain't nothing.
Yeah,
this lady had dead animals in her dead in her house,
and
like,
it wasn't dirty.
Trapped under stuff.
It was like
as they was.
You gotta shut this bitch down.
Yeah, it needs to be shut down.
The state has to come
because she don't realize that shit was unhealthy for her too. Like you can get sick. You got
like that bitch with the birds. They were saying you can't live in here with
you can't
live in here with
all the birds shit stuff like that. Stuff can be harmful to your health. You sniffing in all this toxic
chickens.
stuff.
She had birds and chickens and rats. I don't even fucking get it. It ain't even worth it. It ain't. If I can't live with the birds, then it's I don't want to live, bitch. Shoot you. For the way you living, bitch. Oh, and that man who had all them rats in his house.
Rat.
He was living with the rats.
Okay. Oh
I'm like, bitch, you know what? Just let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. Whatever she did you, there's another woman, man. You know what? Don't even clean this house. Leave this one.
And that lady with the lady with the
just
cats,
go and find another
the dead
place in the
cats.
city.
Remember, she would hold on to fruit, a pumpkin. Remember, she had that pumpkin.
Yeah.
She kept the pumpkin until it was rotten, and it was stink. It had a bad smell. Rotten fruit, dead animals,
back and they was
flies,
like, the bitch had some more
rats. All kinds of stuff.
Do you know the strawberries are getting old?
Right? No, they're good. They're
fine.
Still good. There's nothing wrong with that. The expiration. She had stuff with expiration dates past years. It was years expired.
That bitch was wild.
It's like,
I was like, no, bitch. And then when one cat, and it was compressed, and it was dead. And another cat. And I was like, I'm not even into animals. But I wanted to hurt her.
But it was funny because she felt.
I was looking for him. Oh, Lord, look at him. You was looking for him? How the fuck you was looking for him? When was the last motherfucking time you was looking for anything?
But you know what? She had too many, so she didn't know who she was feeding. She was like, "It's so many, you can't feed them all." Well, that means that you have too many.
Do you ever close the door to the house?
Oh no, she don't like to turn any animals away. But at the same time, I understand she like animals, but they were dying, like because she wasn't feeding them all. She just let them in, and they just everywhere. And the main ones who stay around the food get fed, and the rest of them be dead. And she didn't notice that all those were dead until they was moving the stuff out of her house, and they was just finding dead carcasses.
No way.
But I don't like stinking smells. So it's like, really, lady, you really had to smell that there was something dead in your house. Like, what the fuck? Like, you had to smell them fucking dead animals. Like, that is a smell. Like, you had to smell it. You don't, maybe she was immune to it, because if she was in there every day with it, she didn't smell it. But I'm like, still, something dying gonna stink.
Yeah. I mean, I've been shitting for 30-something odd years, and I still can smell it when I've taken a shit. You gotta smell that fucking house. There's no way you shut down that fucking house. She had flies in there. Okay, it's like, bitch, you should just live outside. You didn't even have a house. You want all the cats, why don't you live in a park and just feed them every day? I don't get you. I don't get you. It was a fucking hot mess. But in other news, because we're taking up a whole lot of time with this, that was a wild fucking show. If you get a chance, A&E, watch it.
And all the dog feces and cat feces just sitting there. Like, you go in the bathroom, it's all just on your rug. How the hell you going to use your bathroom
like that? And that motherfucker living with the birds, and that other bitch living with them rats. I'm like...
But you know what? It's like they say, you know, we can talk about this all day and be like, I don't understand how they do it, but it's a mental problem. You know what I mean? It's a mental problem. These people need therapy and help and counseling.
And an ass.
You know, they need help. So, you know, it's like, they need help. Because I don't understand it. But anyway, yes.
So, in other news... one of the rappers from Teach Me How to Dougie.
The group is called Cali-Swag.
Cali-Swag.
And the guy named M-Bone was shot and killed sitting in his car in Inglewood, California.
This shit has got to stop. This shit here, I don't know what the premise of why, you know, I don't know if he knew the person that shot him or whatever. Ridiculous. But people... Was he even 20 years old?
He was young. I don't know. He was young.
Why come here to live a quarter of a century? We really got to think about our life in that way, because 25 years is only a quarter of a century. You have not lived long enough to... If you get 80 years old and want to be a thug, then go ahead. But not at 25. Gee whiz, we're only 13 or 15% of the population. Why are we killing each other like this?
Don't make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. We have held our numbers controlled since slavery, and here it is. We're just killing each other. We're just killing each other. We kill each other like we don't mean anything. We kill each other like we're chicken. Or pow, shoot him and eat him. Because I don't get this. I don't really get this. And you know, I was young, but gangsters typically, people who sell drugs or people who are gangsters, they typically don't have a whole lot of money. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. This shit is getting old. It's getting old. It's really getting old. Killing each other because you're famous or you got something I want. Or
somebody's fame or success or whatever. It still don't make any sense to take a person's life.
Work hard and get your level of success.
Yeah.
Stop. That's big and... I don't get it. It's too much.
It's just a waste of time.
It's a waste. And look, this man didn't even get a chance to find out that in his 30s, life ain't what I thought it was in my 20s. Because I really believe that you don't know shit until you crack 30. You just fucking flying by the seat of your pants. But he's dead, and, you know, God bless him, and I send my condolences out to his family and whatnot. because I wouldn't want my son to be 20 years old and dead.
That's
somebody's baby. Somebody's
son. Yeah.
So, you know, we got to stop this shit, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at
his
all.
Mother and his father and his family.
And maybe you got a child that may not even...
ridiculous. But, you know.
But on a lighter note, we were watching the New Jersey Housewives. Mm-hmm. That motherfucking show is epic. You understand? I mean, it was the biggest fucking intro. If you had never watched the Jersey Housewives and you watched that one,
start off. A good first show.
The drama. Oh, man, the drama. See, I love them fucking Housewives shows. All of them. But some of them are just more dramatic than the others. Uh-huh. Jersey Housewives topples these bitches like you would not believe. I mean, your boy in there, Teresa's brother, a good addition to the show because I totally forgot about Danielle. I mean, like, once I saw this drama, I'm like, who?
They have been having trouble, like, beef within the family for a while because Teresa's brother feel like Teresa's husband, Joe,
stole his daddy.
Yeah, so they have issues and they was getting ready to fight and it was all over the place, knocking over shit. Didn't care about the kids. The children was crying.
Oh, man, it was
my gosh, they didn't give a
and
shit.
Like, bitch, you're garbage. Bitch, you're garbage. And you know how they feel about that shit. Because Teresa is a gangster herself. She flipped the fucking table over. I'm like,
some of the other ones started fighting like in the background. Yeah, like, you know, like, what was happening? Like,
it was a fucking mess.
It was a mess.
And I love it.
It was a high fucking mess.
I love that fucking show. It was none of that old sentimental family shit and all that. It was real like, I'm tired of this bullshit. It's my daddy and not bitch. And here it is. I love that fucking show. And every week, it's on every week. What, Monday?
Yes.
I hope it goes to Sunday.
Mondays.
Because Monday, I have my house show that I watch. But
Mondays.
But every Monday, I have to watch that motherfucker. I mean, this summer is going to be set on fire. Oh, man, it's going to be set on fire. And then Nene is supposed to show up with their show in, like, August or something. It's going to be on fire. The Miami Housewives got canceled.
Nobody was watching that because it was like, okay,
I couldn't understand them talking.
What was, you couldn't understand them talking.
No, I didn't understand.
It was boring. Like, what, okay. I don't even know their names. Like, I watched it like maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
The Miami Housewives. And it was fucking boring. Like, they didn't have no drama. I don't know what was going on. It was just trying to be too cute, I guess. I don't know.
It was too rich for me. Like,
I don't know. They weren't. What you mean?
Because their area just seemed too nice. Just like, I need some crud. I need to see some bull.
It just didn't do too
much. Some real bullshit. So, that was tight. Y'all gotta watch that fucking show. Just check it out. It was great. And that's all we had to talk about. And if you get a chance to check out that Hoarder show,
it come on Mondays too on A&E.
Yeah, I really hope the Housewives go to Sunday because I'm typically now. But
they come on later than this show.
Okay, but I'm paying Celebrity Apprentice because there's nothing else to watch on that, and I'm paying American Idol too for what they did me earlier. But it's all good. Y'all have a good one, and
we'll see you later.
See you later.
Peace. Bye.
Yeah.